Welcome to DOLA Tales, where we explore profound stories of human resilience, uncovering the hidden secrets behind true and lasting success. In a small, forgotten village by the river lived a young boy named Jacob, born into a humble family of shoemakers. Their small wooden house was old and draughty, letting the cold wind whisper through the cracks during the harsh winter nights. His father worked tirelessly from dawn until dusk, mending worn-out shoes for pennies, his hands rough and stained with dark polish. Despite the overwhelming poverty surrounding him, Jacob harbored a burning dream in his heart, wishing to become a doctor one day. While other children played freely in the streets, Jacob spent his time staring at old medical books he found in trash. The villagers often laughed at him, whispering that a shoemaker's son should only worry about leather and nails, not medicine. The local school was dilapidated, often missing teachers, leaving Jacob to sit alone in the dusty classroom, teaching himself to read. Every night, under the flickering light of a dying oil lamp, he absorbed knowledge while his stomach rumbled with intense hunger. He did not have money for notebooks, so he wrote his notes on scraps of paper and the backs of envelopes. To help his struggling parents, Jacob took on heavy labor jobs, carrying heavy sacks of grain at the local market daily. His small body ached from the physical exertion, yet his mind remained focused on the distant goal of healing the sick. There were dark moments when he felt like giving up, wondering if his destiny was truly sealed by his poor birth. His mother would silently place a warm hand on his shoulder, offering him the largest portion of their meager evening meal. His father sold his favorite tools just to buy Jacob a proper textbook, a sacrifice that brought tears to Jacob's eyes. Jacob realized that his success was not just for himself, but to honor the silent sacrifices made by his loving parents. As he grew older, the mockery became louder, with neighbors telling him to stop dreaming and start fixing shoes like his father. He ignored their cruel words, using their doubt as fuel to burn brighter in his pursuit of knowledge and academic excellence. Seasons changed from scorching summers to freezing winters, but the light in Jacob's room never went out before the morning sun. The day of the entrance exam arrived, and Jacob walked miles to the city, wearing his father's old, oversized coat. The city was overwhelming and loud, filled with wealthy students who looked down on the boy with the worn-out shoes. He sat at the desk, his hands trembling slightly. But as he read the questions, a calm confidence settled over him. Weeks passed in agonizing silence as the village waited, many hoping to see him fail to validate their own small lives. One afternoon, the postman delivered a letter with a prestigious seal, and the entire family gathered around with bated breath. Jacob read the words aloud, his voice breaking, revealing that he had been accepted into the medical university with a scholarship. Leaving the village was bittersweet, as he waved goodbye to his proud parents, promising to return as a man of medicine. University life was harder than he imagined, surrounded by peers who had private tutors and expensive books he could not afford. He spent his nights in the library, reading until the librarians had to ask him to leave at closing time. He scrubbed floors in the hospital cafeteria to pay for his living expenses, never complaining about the hard and dirty work. Sometimes he felt invisible, a ghost moving between the worlds of the wealthy elite and the struggling working class. During his third year, he fell ill from exhaustion, his body finally protesting against the years of relentless work and hunger. Lying in a hospital bed, he observed the doctors working. reigniting his passion and reminding him exactly why he was there. He recovered with a new intensity, realizing that medicine was not just a career, but a calling to serve humanity. Years flew by, and the day finally came when Jacob stood on the stage, wearing the graduation gown of a doctor. He wished his father could see him now, but he knew his parents were celebrating in spirit back in their village. He was offered lucrative jobs in the big city hospitals, positions that promised wealth, fame, and a very comfortable life. But Jacob remembered the muddy roads of his village and the people who suffered without access to proper medical care. He packed his bags, surprising his colleagues, and took the long train ride back to the place he once called home. The village had not changed much. The river still flowed quietly, and the smell of leather still hung in the air. His mother wept with joy as she embraced him, feeling the fabric of his doctor's coat, a symbol of their victory. Jacob used his savings to renovate an old barn, turning it into the first proper medical clinic the village ever had. His first patient was the old baker who used to mock him, now suffering from a cough that wouldn't go away. Jacob treated him with kindness and respect, prescribing medicine without asking for payment, shocking the old man with his grace. Word spread quickly that the shoemaker's son had returned, not with arrogance, but with a heart full of healing and love. People who once doubted him now lined up at his door, trusting him with their lives and the lives of children. Jacob looked at his hands, once rough from carrying grain, now steady and skilled, capable of saving lives and curing pain. He realized that the mockery of others had been a test, pushing him to prove that his potential was limitless. Success was not about how fast he reached the finish line, but about the strength he built during the journey. He started teaching the village children on weekends, encouraging them to dream big, regardless of their humble and poor backgrounds. Jacob became a beacon of hope, proof that where you start does not dictate where you will eventually end up. He often told them that persistence is the bridge between a dream and reality, a bridge built one stone at a time. The hardships he faced were not punishments, but the fire that forged his character into something unbreakable and truly valuable. The secret to success is simply refusing to give up, even when the world tells you that you are not enough. Like the river that cuts through rock, not by power but by persistence, Jacob had cut through the barriers of poverty. Many years later, an older Jacob sat by the river, watching the sunset, content with the life he had built. He whispered a thank you to the wind, grateful for every struggle that led him to this moment of peace. His story reminds us that belief in oneself is the most powerful tool anyone can possess in this challenging world. No matter how difficult your path may seem right now, keep walking, for the view from the top is beautiful. Remember that every great success story began with a dreamer who simply refused to wake up and accept a mediocre reality. Thank you for watching DOLA Tales. Subscribe for more inspiring stories that touch the heart and awaken the spirit within you.